Much for joining me on my radio podcast. This is Deborah the Judge radio podcast, all the way from Putnam County, Florida. Yes, Putnam County, Florida, in the northern central section of Florida. And so I am feeling really, really good today. Really good. It's been a beautiful day. Um, a nice 80-degree weather, and it was just the no humidity. It was just a beautiful day today, so I really enjoyed it. Just trying to get this lighting a little bit better, but it is what it is. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me on my podcast. If you're new to the channel, please understand that this is an opinionated podcast. It's my personal opinion. You may not always agree, but we can agree to disagree. And so, for those who are just now following me, I've been doing a lot of work on my trailer, my mobile home here in Florida when I moved from the Atlanta area. And so it's coming to a point where it's almost completed. And that's what I say about anything that you want to do. There's always some sort of sacrifice. It's always some sort of sacrifice because nothing happens overnight. Debbie says, I'm so glad you got to move to Florida when you were trying hard to get the other house sold and stuff, and you were able to get to Florida from Georgia. Yes, I love it here. I don't care what people say about Florida. I do have some crazy stuff to report, though, that's happening in Florida. It's just really, really crazy. But before I do that, I just want to quickly jump into my man, Donald Trump, the player from the Himalaya. So people were asking me, well, why did you vote for Trump? Why are you supporting Trump? Let me tell you one thing that I think is one of the best things that Trump did during the 4 years that he served as president. And that was he appointed 3 conservative justices to the Supreme Court. Now, he's done a major things as well, a lot of other things. But for me, that right there was a player's move. That was a real player's move. Because see, what happens at the end of the day, regardless of what happens at the local level, the governmental level, when it gets to the Supreme Court always makes the final decision of what can and cannot happen at the end of the day. So if he's got the Supreme Court with 6 Republicans now, or conservative judges, and 3 liberal judges, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So the conservative Supreme Court justices, they're going to be more conservative in whatever they do. I mean, a lot of people never thought in 100 years that Roe v. Wade would overturn itself. It did. It overturned itself. And of course, the abortion rights people, they're about having a damn fit. But at the end of the day, that was the boss's move that Trump could have made, as far as I'm concerned. And of course, he did other things like support the colleges, the black historical colleges, a lot of people that were wrongly sentenced, not wrongly sentenced, but had sentences that were just way over the top. A lot of these people were African Americans. One of these people was my brother, who was in prison for selling of drugs. And he was one of the ones that was released. There were quite a few more, but he pardoned a lot of these people. But anyway, let me go ahead and talk about the little bit of going on with Israel. So they had 2 American hostages that were released about within the last hour. So 2 have been released. They're from Illinois, a mother and a daughter. Yay! But there's 10 more American hostages. They have a total of 200. So what Hamas is saying, now they released them through Qatar, okay, which is another state not too far from Israel. But what Hamas said is that, look, if Israel stops the bombing, we will release the hostages. But they'll have to stop the bombing. And Israel is saying, hell to the no. Because if they stop the bombing and they don't go in to complete the job, They're only going to set up house all over again, and it's going to be the same issue all over again. So he's got to go in and he's got to uh, do what they got to do. Israel has got to do what they got to do in order to put it into this shit. The question is, who's going to take that Gaza area? Who's going to be the prime minister once Hamas leaves? So they got to really think about who they're going to put in place. But yeah, he got to do what he got to do. And the other thing too is I'm sick of a lot of you Americans getting on my damn nerve. Okay, the first thing that y'all say, most of them liberal though, and some Republicans or conservatives saying, well, um, America goes in and they go into all these different places and they do this and do that. Yeah, they do. But guess what? Everybody in America like being number one. They like being ahead. They like having the luxuries and shit that go on in America. So y'all talk a bunch of shit like y'all want all these other nations to be as America is, and that they want this, and we got too much and all this kind of shit. But guess what? Everybody likes to be ahead. And this is a fine time right now for African Americans to be ahead and do what needs to be done. Yeah, we struggle. We had a hard ass time at the end of the day, but we're in a good place where we could do better right now. Even though they're bringing people from Ukraine, and they're probably going to bring in the folks from Gaza ass over here. So it's probably going to be more Palestinian or Hamas over here than it is illegal aliens after a while. Then America really has to watch itself. Because you guys know from history, all great empires will fall. From the Roman Empire to what else? Roman Empire, Egyptian Empire, every empire, Chinese Empire, every empire fails. But this is America's time to do what America needs to do. And yes, I like having the perks. I'm not spoiled. But at the end of the day, yeah, I like having a decent place to live, food to eat. When you see these people in foreign countries, third world countries, living in shit, scraping this shit, you don't want that. You act like, oh, but you don't want that. You want America to be ahead. But then y'all run and hide as if, these other places just mean so much to you because they just suffering so much. They've been suffering all the time. When you even look at Africa right now, look at all them places in Africa. They're suffering right now. They suffering more than anybody. But y'all worrying about Gaza, Palestinians? No. I can't play into that. Because people in Africa and in third world countries in Africa, they're starving. People in Gaza ain't starving. They walking over to Israel, working and shit and coming back over to Gaza. But ain't nobody complaining about how unjust that shit is. So don't come to me talking about the Palestinians, it's so unfair and this and that. Hey, if you haven't raised up because of the shit that's going on in Africa, I don't want to hear shit you got to say. I don't. So, but yeah, everybody like to be ahead. I know I do. Fuck that shit. Okay, I want to eat food and shit. I don't want to eat grass. I don't want to eat roadkill. I want to eat chicken and shit. You can be mad if you want to. I don't give a damn. That's what my podcast is about. It's not giving a damn about what others think about me. And one day you get to that point too. See, a lot of people are always worried about what somebody say about them. People are going to talk about you. They talk about Jesus Christ. So who are you? If they talk about Jesus Christ, who are you? They talk about Martin Luther King. Who are you? They talk about Mother Teresa. How you going to talk about Mother Teresa? I'm just saying though, okay? People going to talk about you. It's okay. Because when you're being talked about, you're being thought about. But it's for you not to get involved in their conversation because that just pulls your energy down. I don't let these people pull my energy down. Just like my neighbor today. I always talk about my neighbor, right? That bitch. Okay, so my neighbor today, this white chick. She's older, probably a couple years older than me, but she gets on my damn nerve. She act like she. Have you ever met people that act like they're just so sweet? Hey, how you can I do? Want to bring me preserves and shit? Oh, I'll eat that shit. I don't know what the fuck you got in the preserves and shit. Cause one day you nice, And the next thing, you got a mean ass streak. Mean ass streak. I remember one time I asked her, I needed to jump on my car. I went over there and knocked on the door. I said, you give me a jump, a lift with your car? I'm like, damn. But this is the same person who, as soon as I go outside my door in my backyard, she running out there to see what's going on and want to talk and shit. I ain't like that. I don't fuck with women like that. I don't want to be talking and shit. We got no deep conversation. That's not the first thing I want to see when I come out my door is an old white woman. I just don't. It's not what I want to see. Am I racist? To a certain extent. There ain't but a few white people that I like, that I really like. One of them was my sister's husband. He was white. And he was white. You know how you find some white people are white, and then some are white. Okay, when I say some people are white, that means they know a little bit about black culture. They can dance a little bit. A lot of the white women like black men, a lot of this, but then you got a white. It's like they can't dance. The coordination and shit is off, and they just look that kind of, But I love this guy, John. He was a sweetheart, and I loved him because why? Because he loved my sister, and my sister loved him. And he was good to me. Plus, we like the same baseball team in Chicago. We used to drink beer and shit. But anyway, let me go ahead and get to that. So yeah. So we, like I said, this is just a dying down now of this war. They're going to be negotiating back and forth, trying to get the hostages. But Israel says no. We're not going to stop bombarding. We're not going to stop going into them tunnels. We're going to gas these damn tunnels. No. But see, Hamas is running scared now because the Palestinians that's inside of Gaza, now they're fighting against Hamas. So the Palestinians now, which they should have been doing in the first place, I guess they got enough, what I say, firepower behind them. Because maybe before they didn't step up to the plate because they didn't have any power behind them. Okay, but the police and the military now and Palestinians stepped up to the plate since they got Israel backing them and America backing them. So they now running after Hamas too. So Hamas now is basically running scared and shit. Can't hide in their tunnels because you can't hide from gas. Ooh, I used to hate that. When I was in the military, they wanted you to be accustomed to gas. And so in basic training, they would make us put our gas mask on, and they would put us in this building. And then while we was in the building, they make us take our gas mask off. And that shit, I'm telling you, that shit burns and shit, burn your eyes, your throat, can't breathe and shit, all that kind of shit. And you trying to hold your breath. When you take your mask off, you try to hold your breath. And to a point where you just can't hold it no more because you have to breathe that shit in. That shit is like, woo, terrible. That gas ain't nothing to play with. But the gas that they're sending in these tunnels that's going to kill Hamas that's trying to hide, that's going to be like poison gas. All I'm saying is it's a short-lived. But anyway, it's wars and rumors of wars. It's biblical. I'm only going to be on another about 5 minutes, so let me run to this real quick. I want to talk to you about some shit that's going on in Florida. What is going on with these damn black women down here? What is going on? We got two situations. One black woman, this bitch jumps off a bridge. And then they go back to her house and find out her twins, she got 5-year-old twins, a boy and a girl, dead. This evil little bitch. What was going on with this woman? I hope it ain't about no man. Because a lot of times women get in their feelings about guys because they can't find no boyfriend. And it's hard out here because a lot of the guys like other guys. I'm just saying. Ooh, you got to be willing to share. I'm just glad that my age group, we didn't have that damn problem. So it's a lot of stuff that young women and even men got to deal with that we didn't have to deal with. People in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. But this new generation, y'all got to deal with a lot of shit. I don't know how y'all going to make it. There's some fucked up shit going on. That's all I'm going to tell you. You just hang in there because y'all going to be ruling the world in a minute. So whatever happens, y'all help to produce that. And the other thing, too, this other woman, She is a teacher in a school. She works as a secretary in I think it's Miami. How about she trying to fuck this little 16-year-old boy? Women, leave these kids, boys alone. I don't care if they do look older. I don't care if they got muscles and shit. Play football and shit. Basketball. Leave these kids alone. These are children. And I don't care how big they look. Just like with some of these girls and shit got bigger titties than me. Well, not really, not bigger than mine, but I'm just saying. Got bigger titties than me and shit. Big old fat asses and shit. So when guys, older guys see these girls, they be thinking they 21 and shit. They just 14. That's crazy. But that's why parents, you got to see your kids when they leave outside the door. You got to curtail that shit. But parents don't want to do that because they want their children to love them. And when you chastise your child, the child gets mad, get angry, can't stop, have their way, and then they want to leave or not leave, but they want to run away. And now the parents is all upset. Run away, bitch. Go on, bye. One less mouth to feed. I'm just kidding. I would be, if I'm just so glad that I didn't have to go through that. When I look at a lot of these parents, what they're dealing with, and even with a lot of the kids, because a lot of kids don't have parents, because the parents act like they the fucking kids. They don't fucking want to grow up. You got people and shit my age in the fucking 60s and 70s still twerking and shit. I went to some senior citizen event, and the bitch is trying to twerk and shit. I want to say, bitch, sit your old ass down. What the fuck you... come on now. Don't nobody want that old ass powdered poochie. Nobody wants that. Ugh. It's just nasty looking. Ugh. I still got it. That's how they think. Oh, I still got it. No, you don't, bitch. You ain't still got it. Sit down and help somebody else get it. That's why I come on and talk to some young people every now and then. If y'all can learn something from this, then fine. If you can't, hey, keep it moving. Keep it pushing. So those are the two incidents. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is Halloween, for those who don't know. Halloween, here in Florida, probably every place else too. So many people, especially white people, I don't know about y'all, celebrating Halloween like it's the birth of Christ. They so serious about this Halloween shit. I mean, they spent all this money on decorations and shit all outside their house of skeletons and witches and all that. This one guy, they reported him because he had bald-headed, naked dolls, baby dolls, hanging from the tree. Had about 30 or 40 of them, of these dolls hanging from the tree. Look creepy as hell. Can you imagine driving down the street and you see some little white dolls, bald-headed, naked, hanging from a tree? At first I thought it was racist and shit. Then he explained, he said that there's a movie called The Island of the Dolls. Dolls, D-O-L-L-S. Island of the Dolls. It's a movie. And in that movie, the guy who was killing people, he would collect these dolls. So that was in remembrance of this motherfucker. Who does this? Who does that? And for those who don't know, yes, Halloween is a day, you can go and look at it, it's biblical, but Halloween is a day that was set aside where you can talk to the dead spirits. That's what Halloween, spiritually, that's what it was for. Hollow Night. And then they changed it, because you know how we do in America. We change shit so we can make money. Now it's a major event. Everybody got costumes and shit, Kids celebrating. But it's a death spirit. So, you got kids and stuff. I get it. And they want to go trick or treat. Just don't take them about the house with them dolls and shit hanging out on the tree. I don't trust that shit. But in fact, I don't trust none of these people. Candy. You don't know what the shit they injecting in candy. People so trifling and so nasty. So with that said, I'm getting ready to get out of here. And Tiffany Haddish, stop it. She's at an Usher concert. Y'all know Tiffany Haddish, the comedian, the one about 7 or 8 months ago was in trouble because she had some little kids messing with this dude in a video that she was trying to tape. It was some sexual shit going on with the little kids and shit. So they really got her. She coming back now thinking people forgot. I ain't forgot this shit. I don't want you nowhere around my kids. But anyway, here she comes back. She's at Usher, Usher, in Vegas. So Michael Jordan is there. And she gets in front of Michael Jordan, starts twerking and shit. Start grinding on this other female. She's just grinding and shit, Michael Jordan. Now, I mind you that $1 billion Mike could give a flying fuck about Tiffany Haddish, of all people. But they call her lizard tongue, because she always looking her lips out. They said she got a long lizard tongue. I know you guys probably like that, but I'm just, maybe women too. I don't know. I'm just saying. Whatever floats your boat, okay? But she was so disrespectful. Michael's wife was sitting next to him. Now, see, you could tell Michael's wife was white. See, that's how you know the difference between black women and white women. Because if it was a black woman and Michael was married to Michael, Tiffany running around here doing a nasty twerk in front of my husband or a black woman's husband, her ass would have been on the ground. She would have fucked her ass up. She would have been twerking. She would have been twerking, had it by her fucking weave and shit. Twerking her ass. Well, she's not wearing a weave right now. She's got her hair cut with the blonde hair. Ooh, I don't know what's going on with these women with this blonde hair. You know what's going on. Because in Hollywood, when you get the blonde hair, it means that you are accepting the lifestyle of Hollywood and what goes on in Hollywood. Okay? But I'm ready to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining in on my podcast. The light is at the end of the tunnel. So you guys be blessed. Y'all have a good day. And just remember, there's sacrifices. So y'all looking at me now. I know a lot of y'all laughing, looking at my mouth. The bitch ain't, look at her mouth. She ain't got no teeth. No, I don't. But you know what? I'm saving to get me some teeth. And yes, I could get dentures that fall out and shit. Okay? For $1,000 or so. But I don't want those. I want implants. Zirconium implants. Beautiful, nice zirconium permanent teeth. Which is about 20 grand out of pocket for me. Total of $40,000. But I have insurance. That's why it's good to have a job that has good benefits. And if you don't have a job, you got your own business, still start putting away some money for things such as this. Now, I know a lot of older people talking about, why do you spend that kind of money? Hey, I'm 70 years old. I might not live the next couple years. But if I decide this is what I want to do with my fucking money, then that's what I want to do. You did what you want to do. If you want to run around here and spend money and go to restaurants and go to bars and gamble your money and smoke weed, I smoke weed too. I don't gamble, not right now. Unless I go to Vegas, I'll gamble. But everyday gambling, I won't. I got people that live their life playing lottery and shit down here. But at the end of the day, you do what you do. But sacrifice the things that you want. And eventually you'll get them. You will. So sometime next year, you guys, you're going to see me with some nice teeth. And I pray and hope I'll still be living to enjoy it. But anyway, you guys be blessed. We'll talk later. And we're praying for Donald J. Trump. The woman, Janice, the woman, the attorney, district attorney in Georgia that has filed charges of shit against Trump. Guess what? The Republicans now are basically bringing her up on charges. She is over the money that's being spent for the Fulton County Jail. There have been like 10 inmates, most of them black, that have died in the jails. So they're thinking that she cut corners in giving money to the jail so they could have enough people to watch people and things like of that nature. I'm not saying she put it in her pocket or stole it. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that that money maybe should have been allocated, and a lot of those people, those 10 guys, men that died, would not have died in Fulton County Jail. So the GOP is running after her now. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. With that said, you guys have a wonderful day, and we will talk later. Bye-bye.